Hey, let's talk about you, the ID10T community events at ID10T.com, like Russ Stevens, a.k.a.
CatBusRu,
who has started a podcast called 90 for Chill, which Russ says is dedicated to movies with a runtime between 74 and 99 minutes, the time frame that I feel is ideal. Russ, I could not agree with you more. That is a fantastic idea. Russ goes on to say there are times you need a cinematic fix but don't have time for the latest Scorsese masterpiece or offering from a comic book universe. There's also times when you need a conclusion to prevent a binge costing you a whole night. My guest and I try to follow these guidelines as we chat up features that are definitely worth your time and are beyond easy to make time for. 90 for Chill, the podcast, can be found on all major podcast platforms at 90forchill.com, and that's spelling out 90, Ninety for FOR chill. So there you go. Thank you so much for sharing, Russ. Really great idea for a podcast. Events at ID10T.com for everyone else.
I'm Bo Maddox.
I'm Ashley Chancellor.
I'm CatBusRu.
And this is a special 420 edition of Collateral Cinema. Welcome to a special 420 edition of Collateral Cinema, the only movie podcast that matters, where we focus on good movies, bad movies, and everything else in between in the world of cinema. We're podcasting straight from somewhere in South Texas, and obviously, with this being our 420 special, you should certainly have a dab or a blunt or a joint or a bowl, and you better smoke it if you've got it, because we are getting into one of my all-time favorite series, franchises of anything, man. I mean, this is next to Adult Swim. This is probably one of the most important series in my life, and that is, of course, Mystery Science Theater 3000. And today we are going to get into the theatrical release that came out in 1996, of course, made by the original cast and crew of Mystery Science Theater 3000. And with us to discuss this monumental movie, and also get really, really high with us as well, is Mr. CatBusRu from the 90 for Chill podcast. How you doing, Russ?
I'm doing well. Getting there, definitely.
Oh, definitely, yes. I mean, we're all pretty much there already, but I mean, I understand that you went ahead and popped an edible, so those have a little bit of a delay. So
I'm in Illinois. I mean, I've got my medical card in Illinois, so this is more of medicine
nice.
Is anything. So
it's medicine, hey, but that's what's up, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, haven't had the ambition to become the functioning stoner yet. Just the at-home stoner.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, that's fair enough, though. I mean, 100%. And we're talking about Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie. We're going to go into our first initial thoughts about it here in a second. But Russ, I know you've been on this podcast a few other times, but just in case this is like somebody's first listen or whatever, go ahead and introduce yourself to our listeners and talk to them about your show.
My official podcast name is actually I Dig Crazy Flicks with CatBusRu. I just don't want to bother Chris Hardwick to give me another bumper. Right.com, IDigCrazyFlicks.com, you'll get there. It started as a podcast dedicated to movies with what I consider to be the ideal runtime, 70 to 100 minutes. So MST3K, the movie, definitely barely gets in there, honestly. So that's going to be interesting with the edits. But now I'm open to talk about anything as long as it's off the walls in terms of being in touch with reality. Now, if you have something a little more down to earth, some classic Ethan Hawke, Richard Linklater movies, as long as they're be under 100 minutes, not including the credits, I'm happy to chat about that.
Nice.
Excellent. That is awesome. And of course, we have our co-host Ashley Chancellor here. How you doing, Ash?
Yo, getting high and getting higher, and it's like that Creed song.
Exactly. I don't know. You have to be a little more specific. I guess it's the Take You Higher one.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was going to.
I don't know. It's like the only Creed album that I consider even remotely decent is their first one. So I mean, it's like there's a lot of Creed songs from that one that are that I would take over any of that other shit. But whatever. Fuck Creed. What are we doing? We're already stoner talking about stupid bullshit already.
Let's say, I don't know. They laid the groundwork for all modern butt rock. I mean,
exactly.
Hey man, it's single dad rock, so I jive with it.
I've heard it described as divorced dad rock before, but
that also applies to me as well. I am a divorced dad, so I am the target demographic.
Shit, that's right. Well, all right. Yeah, Creed away then. But yeah, let's get into our first initial thoughts about Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie, and pretty much just about the series in general. We'll go ahead and start with our guest, CatBusRu. Go ahead.
Well, for me, I think the VHS tapes had started coming around. We didn't have Comedy Central until about 1997 back home. So my older sister, the poetic critic on Letterboxd, she was buying the VHS tapes. So we watched the hell out of Mitchell, Cave Dwellers, Pod People, and so when the movie finally came around, it was kind of the I think it was a lot of fun. I mean, love all the Cubs references myself. But it kind of just had that vibe, like, well, let's just it kind of felt rushed, 74 minutes when I'm used to giving a 2-hour time slot for something on cable. So there's plenty of edits and such, and I mentioned before we got on about Gramercy Pictures how many movies they screwed up. Mallrats. Yeah. So, but I mean, you can't dislike it, and honestly, the sketches in it are probably the best they've ever really done. So, save it for there, and really, you're kind of impressed of how professional everybody seems in the movie when you go all the way back to the Minneapolis broadcast, and like pretty much all amateurs. I mean, because Joel Robbins Hodgson, it was a stand-up comedian, comic writer, but not an actor. So
yes, of course. Yeah, but I mean, the groundwork that he laid for pretty much all of modern snarky movie commentary is palpable. I mean, it's like, you can argue that there's entire genres of YouTube channels that wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Mystery Science Theater 3000. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Brad Jones, the cinema snob, he's like one of the more obvious examples of that,
just saw him a couple weeks ago, but
oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
I was literally just watching his episode on this movie.
I have gotten to that,
Yeah. He said that he saw it in the theater with his dad, who is also a big MST3K fan.
That's awesome.
And he's one of the few people who was able to see this movie in the theaters, which we'll get into the theatrical release here in a little bit and everything.
Yeah. Definitely the blink and you miss it in a small town. Like, it'll get a weekend.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies. Ash, what are your first initial thoughts about MST3K and this movie?
Oh, well, you introduced me to Mystery Science Theater 3000. So really much of what I've watched of the series has just been whatever you've put on when we're chilling. So yeah, I've seen several episodes here and there. Now, I may not be as in the know about the lore as y'all are, but this is definitely something I've watched over and over. And I feel like in either directly or indirectly, it's influenced even kind of the way that we watch movies and the way that we talk about movies. Just, like watching, this riff style. I mean, especially whenever we do like commentaries or whatever, or even when we're just chilling and watching movies, and especially shitty movies. But, as for the movie, MST3K, the movie is, it's pretty much the same thing. It's an episode, but actually shorter, ironically enough, as you mentioned, Russ, going in at 74 minutes, I believe. But I could definitely see the difference in the production quality, at least up to this point on the show here. And it's got like a wider screen, and it really actually does feel like you're in the theaters with them, with the crew, watching this movie, This Island Earth.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad to introduce this series to new eyes whenever I can, because I just view it as a very, very important series, especially when it comes to cinephiles and to movie fans and even movie critics. I mean, every movie critic, I believe, has watched Mystery Science Theater 3000 at least a little bit, and kind of took a lot of the stuff that was done in those movies to heart, and kind of, it's good to kind of get an idea of what a bad movie actually is, or even just a movie that would be riffable for MST3K actually is, because it could kind of help you develop a little bit of media literacy. You have to have some really strong media literacy to be into MST3K, like especially in the actual series itself. There's a lot of really obscure references to television shows that were on like before I was even born. And
I think we
Here Comes Bronson or something like that.
Right. Oh, I've got that in my notes. I never really knew who McLeod was, but
but we all love that riff, though. It's like,
yes,
Chief McLeod.
So yeah. Had a thought, and probably going to lose a lot of those. So okay, keep going.
Of course.
It happens.
No, yeah, it happens. Yeah.
I've also been. I also had three panels at Missouri Comic-Con in Springfield. So
fun.
So not only is the edibles making it dry.
I feel you.
I understand. I understand. But yeah, for me, my journey with Mystery Science Theater 3000, it starts when I'm like 13, 14 years old. It's pretty much at the tail end of the Comedy Central era, right before they were picked up by Sci-Fi Channel. I saw the tail end of that. By that point, Mike Nelson had been he'd been a host for like a couple of seasons by then, they switched over between like Mitchell and I believe the Brain That Wouldn't Die. And I saw some of those early Comedy Central episodes, but for me, the actual era that defines MST3K for me is, of course, the Sci-Fi era. Jesus Christ. That cast that they had, Mary Jo Pell, Bill Corbett, Kevin Murphy, Michael Nelson. I think it was Patrick Bransig at that point as Gypsy, because, Jim Mallon had long stopped doing the character. But also introducing characters like Professor Bobo and Brain Guy, and the lore of Mike blowing up all their planets and everything. To me, that to me is like peak MST3K. It even has some of their best episodes. Legend of Boggy Creek 2, Merlin's Mystical Shop of Wonders, Touch of Satan. Overdrawn at the Memory Bank, for Christ's sakes, Time Chasers.
Yeah.
Like movies that actually became cult classics in their own right after the MST3K episodes, like for instance, parts of the Clonus Horror or the aforementioned Time Chasers. Those eventually became cult classics, and their actors actually show up at conventions sometime. I'm sure you probably come across a few of them, maybe, Russ, since you go to cons all the time. But
not too much lately, but it's after the pandemic, it's become Like you get a handful hopeful to sell the entire con on, and then it's mostly voice actors. So yeah, this one I was at, like I was getting killed in my first panel my second panel yesterday because I was lined up against Alan Tudyk and Tyler Labine. And,
Whoa, really?
Nice.
And Jewel State. Just I don't know how they were managing that one because they had that in a different building than I was in. And then this morning I had Jonathan Franks and Brent Spiner to compete against. So
yeah, yeah, that's a lot to be stacked up against, Damn.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not, when I do cons, I'm usually there to be a panelist, get the word out on the show. So, like it was kind of nice not having to worry about the celebrity traffic this week, but yeah, little hollow at points.
Yeah,
sure,
absolutely. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Mystery Science Theater 3000 is something that I have been into for ages. I've been a Misty. I never got into the tape trading, though. Like, I'm sure that if the internet was a little more prominent and had a better infrastructure for that back in the day, or if I had just better internet back in the day, maybe I would have done that. But yeah, that was another huge thing about MST3K, and what kept it relevant was the tape trading underground. I mean, that's kind of how the recent Lost Media episode that was lost for many, many years finally turned up. It turned up in a cache of MST3K tapes at a garage sale, of all places. So, I mean, that's something that's very central. Like, even at the end of every episode, they would say, keep circulating the tapes, and that was such it kind of made it almost like punk rock a little bit, or even kind of like the early days of metal a little bit, where, you would have, that kind of had their own little tape trading underground and everything, so it kind of had its own little subculture to it, which I always was really, really attracted to.
Fuck yeah.
Russ, did you ever experience that?
Well, for me, I was definitely into the tape trading, being in the wrestling business, getting hold of the ECW and then all the Japan stuff. So it just kind of felt, and I should also say at that time, I was a big anime fan. And I think I can't recall the YouTube video I should be on where I gave my hot take about kids having it too easy today, like tape trading and fan subs, like so that's definitely. I mean, I was already into all that nerdy stuff to begin with, so it just I guess with it, you show somebody an MST3K tape, then you have a friend for life, I think, is the important thing. Yeah. And then they understand, and they understand all the bollocks you're going through to make it happen.
Yes, absolutely. And I always wanted to buy the original VHS releases that they had, the official releases through Best Brains and everything. I think I was even a member of the fan club for a little bit back in the day. So, yeah, I got the newsletter in every now and again. So, I mean, that was really, really cool and interesting and whatnot. But when it comes to the VHS, that's actually how I encountered the subject of today's episode, MST3K, the movie, is we had our own little, here in rural Texas, we had a video outlet. That was our video store, where it was a small, and not too big, but it had a really, really good selection of old school movies and horror movies and everything. And somewhere between the horror and sci-fi sections, they had, I think they had one original MST3K VHS. I think it was Pod People, maybe. And they had, and they had MST3K, the movie. Now, I went ahead and went with the movie initially because I was like, oh, there's a theatrical movie? I didn't know this. So, I mean, I rented that so many times. Like, I mean, even with its short runtime, this movie is just a joy to watch, you know, and it was a joy to watch back then on VHS and everything, you know, because, I mean, to me, that just seems like MST3K's most natural presentation is, you know, the VHS quality or broadcast quality to me. But I mean, they definitely had a bigger budget in this movie, and it definitely shows.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it shows in the sets, shows in even in the fact the movie that they chose.
Yeah. And the movie that they chose is interesting because I believe it was actually well received at the time that it came out. It's been kind of considered a classic. And you know, even like watching this movie with them, it's not so shitty. It's pretty all right for its time. But I do feel like their commentary on top of it is still so hilarious.
Well, it's I don't know how really it was received. I was just more curious if it got picked solely because of the Technicolor aspect. And this is a 1955 movie, and not many sci-fi movies we're getting into the being color.
Yeah. Oh man, the Technicolor the Technicolor in This Island Earth is really, really just rich and sumptuous. It looks beautiful. I'm watching the movie right now. They're in the laboratory, and even that scene is just so layered and so saturated with colors and everything. I mean, you know, it's a gorgeous movie, actually.
It honestly is, yeah.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it has that good old school veneer to it, and I love it, honestly.
Yeah.
But that's something that people need to understand about MST3K is that there are movies that they've done that, you know, while they may not be great, they're still very watchable, or maybe they have a memorable performance or something like that. Like Overdrawn at the Memory Bank had Raul Julia in it and everything. And he actually, of course, he gives a good performance in everything that he did.
Yeah.
But I mean, and like we said, there were movies that became cult classics after their episodes, you know, like Time Chasers is a great example of that. I mean, those are like timeless characters for me now. And I'm kind of glad that they found that movie and brought it into the popular lexicon of movies and everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's I think it gave a jumping off point for a lot of Italian exploitation people who would become Italian exploitation fans like myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I want to check out at Tor the Fighting Eagle at some point in its entirety, not just the 15 minutes of it being recapped in Cave Dwellers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I mean, This Island Earth is an interesting case in point, you know, because I mean, and the point that I was trying to make before is that, you know, just because a movie might be on MST3K, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be complete dreck. You know, and I mean, sometimes even a movie like this can still be very riffable because, I mean, apparently when they chose this movie, I mean, they were allowed to go to apparently Alfred Hitchcock's personal screening room that he used to screen his movies and everything whenever they were finished and everything. And they were given access to the entire Universal catalog, and they were pretty much told, it's like, yeah, go ahead and pick whatever. I mean, there were even movies in that there were even movies there that they would eventually do on the series proper. But I mean, they came across This Island Earth, and the reason that they chose it in spite of the good critical reception is that, I mean, I think that Mike Nelson said that it was because it should have been Exeter's story.
Honestly, more than, I mean, Exeter is the real hero. Come on, man. He's fucking awesome.
When you really think about it. Yeah. Yeah, let's go and talk about some of the characters in this movie. And let's start with Exeter, because Exeter is actually one of the best characters in this entire movie, and also incredible performance as well by the actor.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. No, he's really compelling, and at first you don't really know what he's all about, but it becomes clear pretty early on, or at least by the time you get into the movie's second and third acts, where like, okay, now this dude's the real G, like he's just trying to help them. I realized it before the characters realized it. I was like, nah, man, this dude's a homie. He's just trying to help, and he goes out like a G, dude. I mean, it's fucking awesome. What a Chad.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know. Exeter kind of, I think it goes back to Big Trouble in Little China. So many people not realizing that it's Wang's story, not Jack Burton's.
Yeah.
So when we come across Exeter, he just kind of like, good guy, and you can tell he's legitimate. I mean, he legitimate in his intentions, but that's also because they show you Brack.
Yeah.
And Brack just like, dude, a little sinister smile. Enjoy what you're doing. Fake it till you make it. What have you? So it's kind of like Exeter is just a know-it-all to us and pretty presumptuous. And I think that kind of works in his favor, at least to an American audience, because we are very much, sadly, as a society, one that just likes to think, you might know more than us, but we're not going to just give in to that.
Yeah.
As the protagonist goes and says, cow. Yeah, that's it.
It's cow.
He just keeps saying, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, just almost like this is the world's end.
Yeah.
Exactly. Solution. Just give it. Just take it.
Right. And also, why does this dude? Maybe it's because we're missing part of the movie that was cut out to fit the link. But why does homie get on a craft to go see Exeter and whatnot, and then immediately decide that he wants off? Like it's so odd to me.
Yeah, seriously, it's one of those things about this movie that's, it's wonky, but it could be because of the editing. I'll tell the truth. I don't think that I've ever really seen the unriffed This Island Earth. I probably should, to be honest, because there is a good 30 minutes of movie that was cut out to fit into this movie, and they do that a lot in MST3K. They do that with pretty much every movie that they do, but they still manage to get a 90-minute runtime out of it and everything. So for this to be 74 minutes, it's kind of egregious. They could have at least upped it up to I think it was originally going to be 83 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
It's egregious to me.
And you've got to cut out bits of the movie to fit into 74 minutes, but then you've also got to cut out some of the movie in order to, have some bits go on in between scenes. So,
I was just thinking about it. Should we even I know it's just part of MST3K, and the first one's justified. The film breaks. Sadly, we did. There was no real good reason to go and find Servo's Interocitor. I'm just saying, because we're in a movie theater. We're not you missed your chance to piss at the 40-minute mark. Sorry, you don't get to.
I don't know, but that Interocitor bit is so damn funny, though. I love it.
No, I'm not. I'm saying this is more of a story critique. Just the entire reason you had those sketches was to justify a way to go to commercials. So
more or less. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a theatrical release, so there's not going to be commercial breaks here. And I mean, the commercial breaks are a very integral part of the original series. I mean, they even have commercials signed, I mean, to specifically switch to the commercials and everything. But I mean, here they didn't have to work with that, but they still kind of, it kind of still has that flow to it, I mean, especially with the host segments. And there's even places where it does kind of feel like this is where it would normally go to commercial sign, or even just go to commercial in the middle of the movie and everything. So, I mean, it is interesting how they actually paced this movie out and paced the riffing, or should I say they paced the riffing of this movie out. I mean, it actually has an interesting flow to it that honestly, I don't think you can really get from the series proper, and it's because they had to make it work within the framework of a cinematic feature.
Right.
Oh, it definitely feels like a movie, which is probably the biggest challenge they were going to face. Like, you are just sitting down, you're not tempted to go grab a drink. You're like, oh, well, I'll be back in 2 minutes. So, I mean, it's a success in that route. I just kind of like, oh, maybe we have a plot hole. Despite, I think it was important to learn of Servo's underwear collection.
Oh, of course. No, that's important lore right there. I mean, his underwear collection is, I mean, I think that was even established in the series a few seasons before that. But yeah, no, that's important lore that you have to have. But yeah, that entire host segment with the inner roster, I mean, for one, it's amazing that they even either found or replicated an original inner roster from the movie. Like, I mean, it does look like a movie accurate prop. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it might even be the original prop for all we know, like, or one of them.
Well, so now I'm just thinking, I'm coming from a Comic-Con, so it's like, almost anything now, anybody can rebuild. So, but they, to the credit of the MST3K team being in starting as a local show, they had to build everything. So exactly. I could definitely believe them, especially since, you see the money on screen in this film, which another important thing to do when you make a movie.
Absolutely. Yeah. but of course, I mean, they still kept the dollar store knickknack style of the set design and everything, which was really, really admirable. I mean, they still kept the character of the show while, still making it cinematically feasible and everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. But let's see. I'm having a stoner moment here. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, I mean, this movie is 74 minutes, and I mean, the big reason for that is because of the studio interference. I mean, Universal, for some reason, did not think that this should be anywhere near the normal 90 minutes that Best Brains was usually used to when making a normal episode. I mean, and it seems like a no-brainer because, I mean, it's a perfect fit for a movie. I mean, with just some extra edits and everything. But
yeah,
I mean, it was really because the studio suits were just for some reason adamant that a shorter runtime would somehow make the movie sell a little better in the theaters, which I'm not entirely convinced about, because, I mean, the entire reason that they even did this movie was because they originally did an MST3K live riffing of this movie at one of the first MST3K cons back in the day in the early 90s and everything. So, I mean, they already riffed pretty much the entire movie live in a theater setting. So I don't see why they couldn't have just let it be 80 to 90 minutes. It's so weird.
How much of it is Universal and how much is it Gramercy in that case?
It's Gramercy, more or less. No, I should amend that. It was Gramercy that was doing that, which was kind of a sub studio of Universal at the time.
I think it was there was until we had I think, working title. I think it was their attempt at a indie studio. Don't actually, just throw them some money on occasion. Just promise to distribute their stuff and let them sink or swim.
Yeah, and that type of business model that they had, it totally shows in the marketing for this movie. I mean, they barely got this out to like not even 200 screens or something like that.
Yeah, as
even
say,
less than that.
As I say, it's a one weekend movie in where I'm from in Peoria. So, yeah, they show it just to show it, and then
it's just gone. Yeah. I mean, apparently it was mostly smaller theaters that were showing it as well. It wasn't really getting picked up in any major cinema chains at the time. And also, absolutely nobody in the fan community knew anything about it because there just wasn't any real marketing for this. I mean, I don't even think that I've even actually seen the trailer to this movie until recently. Because I mean, the only way that, like I said earlier, the only way that I ever even became aware of this movie was by way of renting it down at the video store after seeing it one time. So I had no awareness that this movie had even released, much less been made and put out on VHS at the time. So it's like, yeah, that's on Gramercy. It's like they completely dropped the ball on marketing this movie, and quite frankly, that pisses me off.
Well, I think once you get to the marketing, that usually becomes the distributor's issue. No, Gramercy still has to put out the money. I mean, I did see the trailer back at that time, and again, I was my sister was buying the tapes. I'm buying anime. She's buying MST3K, and I think a lot of it's just that Gramercy just had so little confidence in everything for trying to be an artist auteur-based studio. I think they quickly got cold feet on most of their projects. Mallrats, then they start editing it, and then MST3K, they probably felt it was more of I think they thought they were getting an experimental film, and so anything they could do to just get it out to the public and not do anything extra was their plan. Like people, I think they thought people will drive, say, to I couldn't tell you what the movie theater scene was in Chicago back in the day, but what I'm getting at, I think maybe it was still the Aragon Ballroom or something. Like you would drive up, like, the real fans will go and see it somehow. So you don't need to put it in a bunch of places. It's just embarrassing. They did not have any intent on trying to make money with the feature, I think. Or, if you are familiar with Paramount, and that's way too poignant, but it was called Paramount Accounting, how no movie actually ever makes a profit. You want it to be a continuous loss. So I think the last movie that made a profit was Death Warrant with Jean-Claude Van Damme. So I think it's like, get it out and then let's just milk the tax refund.
Damn.
Every year, Hollywood makes hundreds of movies. This is one of them.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Gramercy Pictures invites you to the first big screen adventure of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
You hit something. You killed the Hubble.
At last, the crew aboard the Satellite of Love can tell jokes without a censor.
I'm a naughty boy. Naughty.
And boldly go where no man or robot has gone before.
Hey, I'm experiencing a sensation altogether new to me, and frankly, I love it.
Watch the gang from Mystery Science Theater as they watch the science fiction classic, This Island, Earth.
Captain's log. I've lost my toupee and girdle, and I can't leave my room.
The supreme excitement of our time.
Yes, very nice. Yes.
See sights never before dreamed by man.
Why'd they put the toilet in the middle of the room?
Where captive Earth people fight for their lives.
Oh, I'm very vulnerable there. Oh, there go the piano lessons.
2.5 years in the making.
Oh, no, Tinkerbell's going down. Pull up, Tinker. Oh, no.
Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie.
Hey, Baywatch is on.
All right, let's get out of here, you guys.
Yeah, to your point, what's interesting about that is at the time, they really took the money that was supposed to be the marketing and advertising budget for MST3K and put it all into Barbed Wire, which was the Pamela Anderson action movie that they thought was going to be a big blockbuster and everything. So they were trying to chase that blockbuster money, and they just didn't really have the IP for it, in my opinion, especially not Barbed Wire. You know,
it's the Golan and Globus playbook. Canon Pictures, like taking money away from Superman 4 to try to finish Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, that type of cornball accounting and everything. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It's like, do y'all even know how to actually fund and produce a movie? Seriously.
Yeah. How odd is it that what this is, MST3K the movie, is essentially just a shorter episode that was seen by less people.
Seriously. It's like, what the fuck is that, man? I mean, this to me is an all-time classic, and there's a reason why we chose it as the 420 special, because, I mean, I think it's kind of a unsung thing among MST3K fans that I'm sure quite a few of them smoke weed while watching this. I mean, I certainly do. I actually love watching MST3K while I'm smoking out and everything. It's uniquely attributed to actually getting high and everything, you know? I mean, it's kind of the perfect stoner perfect stoner show in a way, you know, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's something that we all do. We all talk about movies in this way. I mean, especially post MST3K, and especially when we're getting high. I mean, Ash, you and I, we do that all the time, right?
Right. That's what I was saying earlier is, you know, it's like, even I think MST3K in a way sort of influenced, you know, like the way that we riff on movies while we watch them just when we're hanging out or whatever. Yeah, it's just it's heavily tied to that culture. I would definitely agree with that, and I think it even kind of leans into that with some of the humor. You know, like you've got moments where, you know, they crash into the Hubble telescope, and then it just like falls for some reason in space.
It immediately falls out of orbit. Yeah, when you say it's good stoner stuff, I pretty much until I've always been a little more straight laced. I mean, hell of a drinker back in my time. But I would say that I think MST3K gives, if you don't have any buddies around to smoke with, and I happen to be in that position, my new set of friends are all getting married and settling down. So it's like you watch a throw Mystery Science Theater 3000 on. It's like you got three buddies who know where you're at, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean,
it's solo stoner. Yeah. So.
Yeah. To your point, there's always been a good little social element to the MST3K fandom that I've always kind of gravitated towards. I mean, going from the aforementioned tape circulating underground, you know, all the way up to just basically how much love it gets online now, you know, and how it kind of gained new life online after all these years, you know, even to the point of getting like not one, not two, but like 3 different reboots, which I mean, we're going to have to talk about now. I mean, Yeah, the Riff Tracks guys, they are now going to do 4 new episodes of Mystery Science Theater 3000, which was quite fortuitous. I mean, when I chose this for the 420 special, that hadn't happened yet, but this happened in like the last couple of months or so. They got a Kickstarter. They've made over $2 million on it, and I've got to tell you, I am so excited to see Mike Nelson and Bill Corbett and Kevin Murphy and Mary Jo Pell and Trace Bulio come back and everything. I think maybe even Frank Kniff might be attached to it somewhat.
If Trace is coming back, I'm presuming Frank is.
They gotta have Frank, man.
They do their own series. The Mads are back. So.
I'm an old school Movie Sign with the Mads podcast listener. I was an avid listener of their podcast for quite a few years, and apparently they did their own riffing tour as the Mads, as you mentioned, and man, I would love to go to one of those, dude. I mean, that must be a whole lot of fun, especially with Trace and Frank. I mean, damn.
Well, I've gotten to see Joel do the Mystery Science Theater 3000 live in Chicago. The movie was No Retreat, No Surrender. So.
Oh, wow. No way. That's so cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I'm very, very happy that especially it's specifically being taken over by the Riff Tracks crew, which, I mean, Riff Tracks is basically a much more, I would say a much more condensed version of the original formula, but I mean, a little more straightforward. I mean, you don't have the silhouette or the host segments. It's a more pure, unadulterated form of MST3K. So, I mean, you know that these last several years, they've had time to kind of hone their craft even further. I mean, I don't know if, Ash, I don't know if you've ever seen the Samurai Cop episode that they did, but they totally riffed Samurai Cop.
Oh, shit. I need to check that out. I love Samurai Cop.
No, you do. It's a classic riff. And honestly, I mean, the Riff Tracks approach of just basically having it as a commentary track instead of as a show. Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, it pretty much takes the formula of Mystery Science Theater and just kind of condenses it down to its rawest elements, and it's a lot of fun. You know, it's a little more of a pure approach to the original formula. So, like I said, they've had time to hone their craft, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with these next 4 episodes. I mean, it's got me really, really hyped, and it made me really, really happy to do this episode, especially.
Well, with the Riff Tracks, they are kind of a pre-established company instead of Gizmoplex. And the entire idea of Riff Tracks wasn't to riff bad movies; it was really to just riff movies in general. So they definitely probably had the capital to go and do this. They've probably been only doing 1 Riff Tracks live a year for the last 2-3 years, probably saving up for this moment. Yeah. So, so it's great that they got a Kickstarter doing it, but I think they're in a position, or we're in the best position to go beyond 4 and get back to our weekly fix.
Oh my God. I would love for that to happen. I would love for that to happen so much.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get into some of our favorite moments from this particular movie in general. Our favorite riffs and our favorite moments from this Island Earth and from the riff. Russ, what are your favorite moments from this movie?
Oh, well, I mean, I'd say we do have the opening pro bit. I mean, there's no greater way to establish a character and give you a realization Crow and Servo are essentially Calvin and Hobbes in a sense.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I would definitely, so that really was a lot of just the straight up stupidity of Crow in that case, and the only issue I would have with that
tunnel his way to space.
Oh no, I read it. I looked over my notes, did it twice. Oh yeah, break the hole, we're all gonna die.
I love that so much.
Just the one thing though. At this point, we've pretty much established, because my older sister also got the first MST3K omnibus. That they create writing the character profiles, crows, and his arms do not work. And
yeah, but he canonically has legs that do work though.
Yes, I know. Servo has to hover. Can't hover over the vent into the theater. Was his issue. Yeah. But I'm still saying it's like, we're kind of, I can't, it's what that, as I say, that's just more of a lore issue. It's like, no, Crow can't use his arms, but that's part of the joke too. But that's strictly for the people who watch the TV show. As for this Island Earth, I'd Weenie Man. I mean that's I think to the Weenie Mobile.
To the Weenie Mobile. Weenie Man to the rescue. This looks like a job for Weenie Man.
So everything with that character, I can't recall his name. It's just like that's any other movie he'd be. I think it was any other movie he would be. Your expendable comic relief.
Absolutely. I mean, he is hilarious in this movie, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe. That's his name.
Yeah, he was Jim. That's right. Yeah, Jim and Cal. Yeah. Yeah, man, those are great moments, man. I mean, to your point about Tom Servo, apparently there's a deleted scene in this movie where they're getting bombarded by a meteor shower and they're hiding down in like one of the lower levels of the Satellite of Love, and Mike Nelson's life is put in peril. I don't recall how, but Servo is the one who saves his life, and he basically uses his hover ability to kind of thrust his way into a button to kind of close the latch or something and save Mike's life. So, I mean, I guess that he does have some ability to kind of propel himself a little faster than just his hover, than just his usual hovering and everything. But it's kind of interesting. Like there are a couple deleted scenes and also a deleted ending to this movie, which we can get into here in a little bit. But those are great moments. Ash, what are your favorite moments from this movie?
Well, I did like the interrogator bit quite a bit, just because, as we mentioned earlier, but like, they just pop in on the metal loon in the shower, and that's funny. But
I love how Tom Servo just keeps getting his head blown.
Yes, and then he keeps on trying to help them. Like they think that they're going to be able to get away home, but he just keeps zapping
getting
them.
Blasted.
It's hilarious.
That's classic.
Yeah,
and of course the aforementioned underwear collection. We have to have that.
Yeah, but that part, and then of course the waffle bit, the waffle riff.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm going to get into here in a little bit. Like seriously. But yeah, that's really, really funny moments. But yeah, that waffle bit, the whole breakfast pastry angle that they took with that experiment that Cal and Joe were doing, I kind of consider that some of the best riffing in the series.
Yeah,
because I mean that's exactly what it looks like. I mean it's perfect. And every single joke there just lands. About it being blueberry flavored, or it being an Eggo, or being a toaster strudel and whatnot. And also when it has a bad reaction and it blows up, is like, oh no, my Eggo, no.
Yes.
Like that is just primo MST3K. I would almost say peak MST3K.
Yeah, it's really good. It's hilarious.
Well, it's kind of the most tragic thing about the movie is this should have been peak MST3K.
It should have been. That's why they should have made this movie longer than 74 minutes.
Yeah.
It would have been peak. Like, absolutely.
I will tell you what is peak about it, though, is seeing Ruth's nipples through her spacesuit, because, I mean...
Yeah, that's Ruth is actually a pretty attractive woman for her time in this movie, but also pretty capable in her own way,
That's true.
which is kind of interesting for a movie from this era, like she is 100% a doctor. It's like, I mean, and while they do kind of have those, gender politics from the 1950s and everything, she kind of holds her own against the other male scientists and everything, especially against Cal and Exeter.
Wait, did they ever resolve why she forgot him or why he mistook her for someone else? Did they ever resolve that plot point, or did we miss that?
I would imagine that's something they would have resolved in some of the footage that they took out. I don't know. Maybe. Well, like I said, I haven't seen the unripped movie, so.
I was like,
again, gender politics. Yeah, we can't let her actually be a slut. Or lead to the suggestion that.
Right.
It's like mole people, the MST3K, where after our humans get out of there with the mole princess, she suddenly turns around as the cave collapses and to get killed because the studio said, no, we can't have an interracial situation.
So they'd just rather kill the character off. My God. God damn it. Yeah.
Jesus.
Also, there's another notable scene where before they build the interocitor, they pretty much get the instruction manual for it. Yeah, the guy, the delivery man there, that's
pieces.
Yeah, exactly, and all those fucking pieces and everything. But it's like that's Coleman Francis, who actually directed a couple of movies that would become classic MST3K episodes, namely Red Zone Cuba and The Beast of Yucca Flats. So it's kind of random to just see him show up in this movie of all places.
Well, he was on that kind of director. He's always on some set if they want him there or not.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's kind of how the studios worked back in that day. But I mean, also, I mean, yeah, that whole sequence where they just randomly get all of the parts of the interocitor and then they go into that montage, that right there is pretty much one of MST3K's best strong points, is that they know how to mock a montage. And, like, I mean, there's a line where they say, industry, men using screwdrivers and using them to adjust and whatnot. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, because I'm stoned, but no, that entire montage sequence, that is something that MST3K has always excelled at riffing on perfectly. That, and also knowing how to, put words in the characters' mouths and kind of, in a kind of twist the dialogue to mean something else. Those were always the real strong points of the riffing in MST3K. And that really comes through in this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Oh, yes. But brings me back to all the short films they've done. And, we all grew up with them. Short films are pretty much just montages.
Exactly. Oh, man. Old Springy. Like, no springs. Yeah, that shit. Or the You're Hired series that was made by the Ford company, I believe. It's like, those are classics. And honestly, that kind of makes me wonder, would this movie have probably done a little better if they would have maybe found a short to put at the beginning of it? I mean, what do you think?
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, shorts to me was always another one of MST3K's strong points, but I don't know.
Well, it's just one of those that you really have to just find something in the public domain, essentially, to pull out the short. So, so I don't know. It could get a lot more complicated in that movie situation, especially when you have a big studio involved at some level in Universal. So you have to be very careful to make sure somebody says, no, actually, I have the copyright.
No, absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's something that they have dealt with throughout their entire careers with MST3K was copyright issues. I mean, that's why there were some episodes that just weren't available until recently, you know? But
the internet and fair use has really helped things out.
Absolutely. It really has. Yeah, it really has. But yeah, I mean, those are some of my favorite moments from MST3K. And I mean, I think that we can go ahead and start getting into our final thoughts. It's about that time. So, Russ, we'll go ahead and start with you.
Well, I mean, this is essentially a pilot. If you really stop and look at it, like this was, if it was released correctly and, you know, bunch of kids, that was bad, you know, kids go and see it and tell it to their friends. I think it would have blown things up for them. And with that said, that makes it the perfect thing to go and recommend if you're going to tell somebody to watch Mystery Science Theater 3000. I mean, it's real easy to get stoned and turn the Pluto TV channel on, but you know, this is definitely just a start. No, not easy to find, start to finish. You know, ideally you want a physical copy of something, but you basically, it's yours, unlike it being on, say, a streaming service. So this is where you should start, I think, and then you can deconstruct everything else, and then be caught up pretty quick with the Misties like myself who have a Tom Servo tattoo.
Nice. Hell yeah. Fucking A, dude. Hell yeah. I mean, honestly, I would say that it's 100% worth it to buy the physical release from Shout Media, because they actually have a version of the movie with all of the deleted scenes completely reinserted into the movie. So I mean, I guess they found like a work print cut somewhere along the line, and they managed to reinsert the deleted scenes. So I mean, yeah, if you want the full experience of this movie, that would be the release to actually go with. So I mean, yeah, I thought that was interesting to bring up. Ash, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, man, this is a ton of fun. I mean, definitely a 100% a stoner experience, and MST3K is, and this is, you know, in some ways an even more digestible version of that, you know, with the shorter runtime and whatnot. And it's not bad, I think, even as an entry point, you know, to your point, Russ. But yeah, it's you know, a nice condensed version of what the series is, with, you know, some of the better riffs or bits that the series has to offer. So yeah, Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie, is a lot of fun, and This Island Earth, the movie that it's riffing, is a lot of fun, and both definitely an enjoyable way to perceive cinema while high.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I can only imagine seeing this in the theaters when it came out, man.
Oh yeah, for real, that would be sick.
That really would be. I mean, as for me, I've always kind of seen Mystery Science Theater 3000 as a little bit of a cultural institution more than anything. You know, I mean, it's something that so many people who love movies get into MST3K. It's pretty much ground zero for me becoming a straight up cinephile, you know, because I mean, for every shitty movie that they have on here, they still have a reverence for the art form, and I mean that's why they do what they do. You know, I mean, this is out of love for cinema more than anything, and even acknowledging that, you know, bad cinema has its place and can even be entertaining in the right scenario and everything. So I mean, to me, that's how important MST3K is. I mean, to our followers on the social medias, I'm sure that y'all recall that I did pretty much a watch through of all the available episodes on the MST3K YouTube channel, you know, which was a great experience, and I highly recommend watching all of these. All of the seasons that are available, even going back to the KTMA, that all of that's even available online now. But I mean, this movie just means a lot to me as a result. I mean, like I said, it's one of my early memories of going to video outlet. The rural video store that we had was renting this movie, and also renting some other horror movies and getting into that. So, I mean, it was not just a gateway to bad cinema, but just to cinema in general, you know? And I think that this movie is an even better encapsulation of that because of the movie that they chose. I mean, This Island Earth is actually a really good, watchable movie. I mean, and that's what makes this movie incredibly watchable, like, as an overall experience. Is like, you're getting a pretty much a quality episode of Mystery Science Theater, but also a really fun and watchable sci-fi movie in its own right that really was very well received for its time. So it's like you're getting a couple of layers with this movie, and like you both said, that's what makes it a perfect movie to show to potential new fans of this series. Because I mean, it's either that or even some of the riff track stuff, you know, or like Pod People or something like that. But for newbies, this is the best gateway entry point to MST3K. I mean, I should really probably find This Island Earth and add it to my collection as an actual movie, because it is an enjoyable film with some memorable characters. I mean, Exeter is an amazing character in his own right. So yeah, this is something that means so much to me, you know, much like whenever we do Adult Swim content, that's something that means a lot to me as well, because that pretty much was formative in my own development of my own humor, even my own outlook on life. And yeah, MST3K is also very much just like a piece of me, you know? So, I mean, that's why I felt it was important to talk about this movie on the podcast properly, because, you know, this is just something that started a journey for me, like both into the world of MST3K, but also just into cinema itself, into movies, you know? And just realizing that I had a real love for cinema, even the bad stuff. I can sit down and watch bad cinema and be fine with it and have a good time with it. And this is the movie that encourages that.
I mean, that's just part of like what we do on Collateral Cinema. That's integral to
absolutely
us.
Yeah, this is definitely in our DNA as a podcast.
Yeah.
It's like it's Mystery Science Theater.
Well, I would like to just point out, as you say, the entry, your development as a cinephile. I would pretty much say we have, as long as you're not going to like Stormfront for your movie reviews.
Yeah.
We don't have the same kind of meanness, vitriol that made the great the most memorable critics anymore. I mean, there's no outlet for them to really be a critic except be, on the internet now. But I think because of Mystery Science Theater 3000, and because we have a generation now who can respect bad cinema, that it's made us, kinder people, at least when it comes to trying to express our thoughts and at least try to, or maybe for me, I'm just always trying to chase something really mean and clever, but as sugarcoat as possible. But we've gone from aggressive critics to passive aggressive critics, and we'll get better sooner.
Yeah. I mean, I would kind of argue that the generation of angry reviewers on YouTube had a hand in kind of maybe winding that trend down a little bit over time, as that became passé. But I mean, I would say that's another conversation altogether. but yeah, it's like, yeah, there needs to be a little bit of a snarkiness to criticism in a way. Like, I mean, like for instance, good old Gene Shalit, like he always had a nice little sass and snark to his reviews, that I think kind of almost fits in MST3K's bailiwick.
And Roger Ebert and Siskel were, I think,
absolutely
always
Siskel
did clever stuff. But you still had the likes of Pauline Gale and Rex Reed, who were just mean people who I'm just saying, as long if somebody's mean in a movie review, they're probably a right wing twat.
Oh yeah, I mean, or just an abusive asshole. Period. Like for instance, Harry Knowles, who was just a creep with his reviews and everything. So yeah, I do kind of agree with what you're saying there. But I mean, yeah, I mean this movie and this series has influenced society in many interesting ways. And I'm glad that we have this series. And I'm glad that it's given so many people so many different avenues into the world of cinema. So yes, thank you, Joel Hodgson. Thank you, Mike Nelson. Thank you, Bad Brains. And I look forward to the return of the mighty MST3K. I can't wait. It's going to be so cool. Yes.
You said Bad Brains.
Oh my God! Did I say Bad Brains? Okay.
Bad Brains always deserves our thanks.
No, we should totally thank Bad Brains. That is absolutely, positively a thing that should be pointed out. Yes, both Best Brains, and Bad Brains. Check them both out. But yeah, I guess that wraps up our 420 special. Russ, where can our listeners find you and your content?
Well, you can find I Did Crazy Flicks with CatBusRu. I did crazyflicks.com and of course 90forchill.com. And you'll find me on pretty much every podcasting app out there now. Social media wise, I'm primarily on Blue Sky at CatBusRu. But I still use that handle on Instagram and Threads. Rarely check Threads. Always looking for guests for my podcast. Got a crazy movie? Just find me on social media.
Hell yeah. Right on. And what's coming up on your show?
Oh, well, I'm still working through a lot of conventions recordings. So I'll try to do a brief review of Missouri Comic-Con, then follow it up with the one of the latest 1985 action movie triple threat match panels.
Nice. Hell yeah. That sounds awesome. All right. And Ash, what's going on with Collateral Gaming?
Well, we should have out by now our game launch review of Resident Evil Requiem. So go check out our spoiler-free review on that. And then for Bad Game April, we are talking about Mortal Kombat Mythology, Sub-Zero, and Big Rigs. So stay tuned for those episodes. And of course, our 420 special will actually be a collaboration Let's Play. So we're going to play through Pepsi Man. So I'm going to come down for next weekend with Bo, and we'll record that and have that out by 420 day. So by the time you're listening to this, and then after that, we should have some 420 edition of the bonus round. We're just kind of figuring out what we're going to do with that. And then next month, our episode on Ark, and then our season finale on Claire Obscure Expedition 33. So look forward to all of that and more. We do also have more content coming out all the time on Collateral Let's Play. I just did a playthrough of Exit 8 just in time for the release of the movie this weekend as of recording this. So that was fun. That was a good time experiencing that. We're also doing Metroid Monday, and I have completed Metroid Zero Mission now. So we'll be moving on to Metroid Prime Remastered. And whenever Bo and I get a chance, we'll record another Phoenix Wright Wednesday. We're working our way through Turnabout Samurai. We've got a couple more episodes left to do on that. And then we'll be moving on to Turnabout Goodbyes and Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And then, of course, Shooter Saturdays. The next one will be Heretic Plus Hexen. So, yeah, look forward to plenty of Let's Play content. Also, Pragmata is coming out this month. So I think I'm going to do a Let's Play on that here this following week.
Excellent. Hell yeah.
So yeah.
Sounds like a good schedule.
Yeah. Every week we've got some kind of Let's Play content coming out. So that's been good.
Absolutely. And it's always just a joy to do Let's Plays. It's always fun. So definitely people, check out our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and check out our Let's Play content.
Yep.
And as for Collateral Cinema, as of today, this recording, we just released our Rocky V review. So that we did with Kevin from the podcast That Wouldn't Die. So yeah, go check that out if you haven't already. And we will have our season finale coming up very soon that we did with Kaylee from Once Over with Kaylee on YouTube. We talked about Salo, or the 120 Days of Sodom, which was quite an interesting and illuminating episode, if I do say so myself. Right, Ash?
Yes, especially on Easter Sunday, especially in 2026.
Oh,
Yeah, we straight recorded that on Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
It's like, my God.
If you want to deduce some of the sin, it's only the start of Passover in the Greek Orthodox.
Right.
Hey, you know what? You know what we should do next Easter Sunday? We should do a straight up riff of Passion of the Christ.
Oh my God. I know, that would be amazing. that fucking movie. Jesus Christ.
I'm still waiting for the motion control Switch game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Come on, Mel Gibson. We want a Passion of the Christ game.
Yeah.
It's beyond time.
Well, as I say, it could only be put on a Switch, though.
Yeah, just the Switch.
Exactly. And also with Collateral Cinema, we just finished a Patreon commentary for Neil Breen's Fateful Findings. That will be released very soon as well. So join our Patreon and look for that. I believe it starts at $1. And we will have our season finale out, and we will have our postseason content coming out. We got lots of At the Movies reviews. We're going to do the Super Mario Galaxy movie,
and my new personality that the movie that I'm downloading my new personality from, Project Hail Mary, because Ryan Gosling is literally me.
Exactly. I mean, we have to wait for the new personality. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be like watching a metamorphosis in real time. So, yeah, it'll be quite a thing.
That's exactly what it.
I don't know, Ash. I think you're Ken enough.
Thank you.
Oh,
I know.
Damn.
I drive.
Absolutely Ken enough. Yep. You drive, but only when God forgives. Straight up. So yeah, we will have another MST3K episode out. I believe we're going to go ahead and review the MST3K Essentials DVD, which would have Manos: The Hands of Fate and Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Two of the primo essential episodes, maybe this side of like Pod People or Time Chasers. So yeah, we'll have a review of that. We'll have some more Adult Swim content. I think we're going to get into Rick and Morty a little bit. I mean, tonight, I believe, are the last two Smiling Friends episodes. So, I mean, I'm going to see about maybe watching that here pretty soon.
That's right.
If it hasn't come on already.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to watch those
Smiling
tonight
Friends
for sure.
Is over. Absolutely, or it comes on HBO Max the next day, so there's also that. But yeah, you can find Collateral Cinema and Collateral Gaming on all the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, and as we mentioned before, on YouTube. You can support the show on Patreon, starting at $1 a month. And also, we have a Buy Me a Coffee, so you can help support the show there. We have a Dashery store where you can pick up all kinds of merchandise, such as hats, shirts, coffee mugs, and what have you, with our Collateral Cinema logo. And we are also a partner with Dubby Energy. Use our Use our coupon code CCinemaPod to get 10% off your next purchase of Dubby Energy, which is it's a jitter-free energy drink powder. You can get a tumbler for a good price, and it makes for a really good jitter-free, sugar-free energy drink that is easy on the pocketbook and actually tastes really, really great. So, yeah, we like the product. You can find the link to the Dubby store and to the Dashery store store and all of our social media links in the show notes. So, yeah, check us out there. And like we said before, on YouTube, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We've gained a few more subscribers, but we would like to get a few more. So, yeah, keep that coming.
Fuck yeah.
Anything else to add before we sign off here, y'all?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think we're good.
We're good. And with all of that said, robot roll call, Bomatics.
And I've been Ashley Chancellor.
CatBusRu.
And we are out of here. Collateral Cinema is a Collateral Media podcast. All music and movie clips are owned by the respective creators and are used for educational purposes only. Please don't sue us. We're poor.